knowing your purpose before marriage.
Hello guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Leanne and I'm a guest here.
Yes, hello people. My name is Joseph. Welcome to this channel. We need to introduce ourselves again. I think by now, I don't know. Okay.
Precious.
Okay. And today we'll be continuing from the last video we had, where we spoke on the book 7 Qualities Wise Men Want. Today we'll be reviewing the chapter 3, which starts with the virtue. Basically the virtue of a woman, to understand what the living means. Because when you say virtuous woman, a lot of people don't understand what it means. So I'll just be breaking that into details. Okay? Watch the whole video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and comment. Okay? Alright, so I'll just start my reading. Precious would like to read for us.
Who can find a virtuous woman? Her price is far above rubies. That's Proverbs 31 verse 10.
Yeah.
Or maybe the definition
Of virtue.
of virtue.
Okay.
Virtue, according to Wikipedia, is behavior showing high moral standards.
Okay. So according to dictionary definition, it means behavior showing high moral standards. Okay. So let's dive into the book and understand what this means more. Okay, it says, this means a virtuous woman is expensive. Not expensive in the term of cash, but hard to find. It says, if you read the whole chapter, talking about Proverbs 31, you would see who a virtuous woman is. The Bible mentioned that her price is more than rubies. But nowadays, a lot of ladies' price is far less. Jab. It is amazing when I see women who follow men for to fast food restaurants just for a plate of meal and sell their virtue in the process. The woman described in Proverbs 31 was not dependent on a man. Most women don't know it, but they are more powerful than the average man. They are more gifted. Okay, I think at this point we can discuss about that. What's your opinion on that?
I like this last line. Like,
yeah,
most women don't know it, but they are more powerful than the average man. They are more gifted, and it's something that I've always known. Like I've always said, like most especially when I hear women trying to like want to play or want to become men or like want to like they're asking for more opportunities, more this and more that and more that. I feel like it's comes from ignorance. Like you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
The moment you understand that you have, like as a woman, God has blessed you to be the one in charge of the home. You know what it means to be in charge of the home. It's like the way Joseph said, Potiphar. Even Potiphar does not know, like there's certain things he talked about. He knows Potiphar's home more than Potiphar. Potiphar was the leader, but Joseph was in charge of the home. And to an extent, Joseph had more control in that house than Potiphar. Potiphar just had the final say when it came to decisions, like she talked about in the previous video. Like the leader has final say, but the one in charge is usually the one everybody knows. That's why you see the children are more like always closer to the mom.
Yes.
Because you are in charge. You have like more authority. You have more responsibility. So knowing a human of virtue, first of all, like I feel like it's a woman that knows. Because like before you, like Wikipedia said, it's a woman of principle. Like you have a behavior that shows that you have high moral standards, high moral principles.
Yeah, I think a lot of us ladies, we don't know what we have. We don't know how powerful and influential we are. It's just that, maybe it's because of how we hold ourselves, that we don't know what we have inside. You know, when you know who you are, when you know your identity, you will not follow around everyone, you will not go along with the wind, you will not just follow some things, but you know that you yourself, I am this. I think if you also talk about validation, most women seek validation from people, and it's because you don't know who you are. Because if you know who you are and how powerful you are, you won't be seeking validation from other people. Exactly. So I think also talking about virtue, it's something that when it's inside of you, you don't need someone to tell you that, you know, that you don't need someone to come to you and say, oh, I can give you this, I can take you to a restaurant, I can do this. You have it inside of you. You have that power to be someone who can take themselves out, who can do things for themselves, so you don't seek like a man to come and do that for you. Exactly.
The Bible made mention of rubies. Rubies is like a very expensive, a precious stone. For you to now be saying, oh, come and buy me, or like you're very expensive, and you're saying, oh, come and buy. Gold doesn't look for people, it just stays on its own, and people seek after it. So I think virtue comes with a lot of knowledge, knowing what you are, like knowing that yes, I'm priceless, I'm very expensive, I'm very, you know, important. And another thing I wanted to talk about is the ability. I don't know, because me and my friend were discussing about this like yesterday, that the what's it called, the way or the power of like a lady is so much that I think God had to like reduce the, like not really open their mind to it so much, because if I think probably if they knew about
we'll be in trouble.
Men will be in chains on the streets. They'll be dragging men around because they actually have like a lot of possibility, and he said they are more gifted. Like the average lady is more gifted, just like what we see. They are more gifted, more blessed, more favored than a man, virtuous woman. Throughout the whole chapter, the Bible mentioned all the business the woman was into. I'm sure she had lots of business cards with her name as the CEO. She was into real estate because the Bible says she considers the land and buys it. She was into textile because she was making clothes. She was into all kind of business, and the Bible says with all this business, her home was still run properly, like very well. How many things were said about the man? Okay, before we go to this part, what that first part just entailed was that she did all her duties at home, like her house was well kept, and she was still a career woman. She was still, because like recently, like they've been kind of notion that okay, if a woman wants to be a career person, her family would suffer, or if she wants to be a family person, her career would suffer. So can you like give short? But I think from what he's saying here, he's saying like you can do the both of them properly, and everything will be going smoothly. I think we agree with that. Going on, say when I was young, my mother would wake us 5 boys up. If you count my father, that would make 6. Cook breakfast, dress up, and do many things. All my father did was wake up and use chewing stick to brush his teeth, and both of them will meet at the car to go to work. With all my mother did, she was still on time to finish, to follow him when he was leaving for work. This shows a woman's ability to multitask. A woman can be ironing, talking on the phone, watching a soap opera, breastfeeding, and still be chatting with her husband all at the same time. The average man can only do one thing per time.
What I want to talk about is there's this part here where it says the average woman's desire, its dream, is to marry. Like that part, it's got me because like I know a lot of I know some ladies that are like that. Like I was talking to a friend and I told him we were just talking about like this, if like we saw this marriage for youth, this marriage program, you know, when you calls for single youths and all of that, and then we just saw it and we started talking about how some ladies are always in this kind of meetings. They are going to these meetings, their prayer is, God, I need a husband, God, I need a husband, God, I need a husband, and we're like, are you a wife? Like, it's not just want a husband. You have. Are you a wife yet? Like, are you in that shape to be a wife? Because you want a husband, you don't have it. You're not doing anything. You wake up in the morning. Even to bathe is a problem. You don't bathe because you are not going anywhere. You say, I'm not going anywhere. Why should I waste my bathing? So you don't bathe. You stay on your bed, you go out, first of all, you go get breakfast, you brush your teeth, you get breakfast, you stay on your bed, you use Netflix to watch your breakfast, because according to you...
you watch your breakfast?
Yeah, you know Netflix, because according to you can't eat without watching Netflix. So, yeah, we understand. Some people can't like watching a movie while they are eating. But now what happens then is, after your breakfast is long done, but you must finish the movie first. So the meal you just ate, the plates and everything is by your side there till you finish that movie. And then when you finish that movie, you take that one and keep it, you come and continue another movie. Then you get on social media, Instagram, you check what's going on. Your whole day is like that.
It's like one of the things that causes issues in marriage is when you get married and as you're growing, you're discovering more about yourself. So maybe you didn't know that this was what you wanted to do. Then in marriage, you now started discovering this thing, that this is what you want to do. And it now becomes an issue because we didn't plan for this before. So one of the things that I'm very keen on is knowing your purpose. And everyone has a purpose, male or female. Like, if you live this life without fulfilling your purpose, it's just like you just wasted your whole life. It's not about just coming, working, eating, getting married, giving birth to children, dying. No. There's actually a mission that God has given to you personally to fulfill. And once you go through life, you fulfilled it, then you're ready to come back home and all. And so knowing your purpose before marriage. So it's easier to tell the person or to tell your partner that, okay, I feel this is what God has put me to be. It might not be a specific job, but you get the whole idea. Okay, my purpose is to influence younger people. Okay, my purpose is sent to children. Okay, my purpose is sent to married people. Knowing this, having that idea, then it will help you find the right person that can accommodate that purpose. I think he said this in maybe before or after right now.
One thing we also don't realize, okay, we are talking about virtue. So in as much as you might want that lavish life of having Aristo, the sugar daddies, you are also losing your integrity along the way, because it's not just about him giving you money, spoiling you. You're also losing yourself in the process, because you are giving your body, you're giving your time and your soul. It's literally, I would consider it like selling your soul in a way, because you know, a lot of things are involved. So it's not just about living the lavish life and all that. It has more to do with that, with just money.
That's very true. Very true. And I think everyone can be successful, as you said, can afford those things 10 times. Shouldn't be a reason for you to lose your virtue in the process.
I think one thing we should look at is that unlike the generation of our mothers, maybe our grandparents, the man is the only one who used to work, go to work and provide for the family, and the wife was like a housewife. But now we are living in a generation where a man will not just want to take a lady who is not doing anything, you know. You're a helper, so don't just help in the house, also the finances, in every way possible, we should be those kind of ladies that a man can, run a business with your husband. Do this with your husband. Don't just be a wife who's going to be sitting at home taking care of the children. That's why you find that maybe some men will now start cheating and all, because all you do is just sit at home and take care of the children. Although that itself is important, but you also should be not too dependent on the man, that you actually wait for the man to come and say, oh, maybe even to buy your underwear, you're waiting for your husband to do that for you. The meal that you're going to eat today, you wait for the man to come and give you the money to buy that stuff. Exactly. So it's something that we should work on now that we are not yet married. Do something with your life so that a man, even if in the future it might not work out in the marriage, that you have something of your own. Know that when maybe in the circumstance that there is divorce, you have nothing of your own that you can say, I'm holding on to this is what belongs to me. But your whole life was dependent on that man.
And that was the question. Like of recent, women have been more involved in the work, in the working industry. So, what's your opinion? Do you think the woman should, because of this current times, should also be involved in the financing of the house, working and financing of the house? Because I think a lot of people want to know. Maybe what your opinion is.
When it comes to financing, it's just financing is another aspect of the home, just like the area of leadership and hierarchy. There's also hierarchy when it comes to financing. Now, if the woman is financing, it is not bad, but it's very important to always remember who is who. It's the man's role to be the leader of the home. It's the man's role to finance and take care of the home when it comes to that area. Now, if the woman is capable of financing the home, or if there are women that want to finance the home, that is fine. Usually, it's not the financing that's the problem. Like from what I know, it's not usually the financing that's the problem. It's the mind that comes with the financing. It's the perspective that comes with the financing. The moment a lady starts to finance the home with the man, some ladies tend to confuse. It tends to give them this perspective of being the same with the man. They feel like if I'm financing the home, it begins to give them the perspective of being the breadwinner or the lead man of the house or something. And that is where it gets mixed up. That is why you see some homes where the woman is the breadwinner of the home, but the home is still happy. The man is still giving, the man is doing something, but the woman is more successful, yes. And the woman is taking care of the home, and there's no problem. And there are also some homes where the man is giving, is the one in charge of the financing, but the woman is just contributing, and even that her little contribution is causing problems, because it's not the financing that is the problem. Anybody can be financing the home. If the man, the man should take it as his space, the man's responsibility. Now, if the woman wants to assist, the woman is allowed to assist. Now, if at any point the financing is causing the wrong mindset or perspective, then it might be best for the home if they keep it with the man financing and the woman doing her own stuff. But most times it's good when financing is done together.
I think when it comes to a family, and I'm talking about a godly family, the both of them are supposed to have what they're doing. Both of them are supposed to be working. Now, God can bless this union or this family through any of the both of them. He could decide to, or it could happen that the woman's job or what she's doing is more God decides to bless it more, and she has she's more financially buoyant than the man. It does not change any the roles of any of them, as far as the both of them are not idle, or either of them are not idle. They're not idle. The man also is working. is having a salary, he's bringing, like, he's putting food on the table. The financing of the home, the trust is not even on the man. The woman should not even trust the man to finance the home. Your trust should be on God to finance the home. This thing I'm doing, or this job I've gotten, God should help me sustain it. God should bless. He said He will bless the works of our hands.
Yeah.
So the money, the revenue of the home is just the total amount that is coming. And this is, because money is a very thing. Once you start talking about money, a lot of people have different opinions. A lot of people begin to spread out. But this is something like, a lot of people say, okay, the man's money is our money, but the woman's money is her money, and all like this. Now I think when it comes to marriage, it said two shall become one. The both of you are now one. It's no more my money, it's our money. It's not my house, it's ours. No matter who buys the house, it's both my house and your house. So it's our house. So if your salary comes in, and this is like if you talk about accounts, both of you should have joint accounts. If you cannot share the total amount you have with your wife, it just brings about, do you even trust this person?
I think that as ladies, we should just hold ourselves as, let not the end goal be, I'm doing this because at the end of the day I want to get married, or I want to be a virtuous wife, or a meek-spirited wife, but let it just be for you as an individual. Just have all these qualities for yourself, so that it's not something that you only need in marriage. You also need in your day-to-day life, in your business, in your walk with God. These are just things that are essential for a normal human being, and even to men. This also applies to men. So I think that we should just work on our inner selves. Not beauty is important. Yes, the outward appearance is important. When a guy sees you, the first time he sees you, he sees what's on the outside. But when he gets to know you more, is he also going to be attracted to your mindset, to your intellectual? And that is very important, because that is something that is going to carry you guys on if you are going to have a friendship, if you're going to have a relationship, if you're going to be married. It's important for you to have that mindset, and to be that virtuous woman, to be that lady who has worked on building maybe her business, her brand, something that she holds on to, so that a man will not have control over her and all, and you may not be dependent on that man, but you have something to yourself and to your name.
For one, I enjoyed this particular chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next chapter. I'll be dropping next. Could be next week, but stay tuned on this channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to this channel, you like this video, and comment. Alright, it's been your host Joseph and our esteemed guest Leanne and Precious. I will say bye.